Look at the people around here. Look at this environment, just the people vibing.
The 16th hole here at TPC is by far the best. The once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's just electric.
I'm just excited I got to see Scotty.
Scotty Scheffler, baby!
Scotty and Jordan Spieth.
Justin Thomas. I love JT. He's my boy.
We got guys from all over the world. It's incredible to see the breadth of player that is out here playing at the Phoenix Open.
Hi everybody, I'm Ben Paris here at the WM Phoenix Open, where we take a look back at the greenest show on grass, the WM Phoenix Open.
And I'm Max Cepeda, looking back on the greatest show on turf, Super Bowl 59.
It's all coming your way right now on Cronkite Sports Now. When Thomas Dietrich woke up before the final round of the WM Phoenix Open on Sunday morning with a 5-shot lead to his name, he said he had to meditate in order to calm his mind. And it was that calm mind that prevailed here at TPC Scottsdale as Dietrich captured his first ever victory on the PGA Tour while becoming the tour's first ever winner from the country of Belgium.
Incredible. You know, I felt nervous yesterday morning and kind of last night didn't sleep great. You know, I woke up this morning early, 4 a.m., couldn't fall back asleep. You know, I felt like I was kind of ready to win. So deep inside, I was kind of, yeah, this one, nobody was going to take it away from me. Dietrich entered the final round with his first solo 54-hole lead in his career by 5 shots nonetheless. And when his lead shrunk to just 2 shots on the 15th green after playing competitor Daniel Berger made a birdie, the 32-year-old relied on his immense self-trust from within and made birdies of his own on each of the final 4 holes to finish at 24 under par, the lowest total score at the People's Open in 12 years. When he nearly aced the par 3 16th hole, finishing his shot a mere 16 inches away from the hole, he knew it would be his day to lift the trophy on the 18th green. So I was thinking, oh, just take it easy, don't bounce too hard, and I didn't realize it went that close, to be honest, but it was just probably one of the best shots I've ever hit, to be honest. For the Belgian, who often says he gets confused by fans as German, Dietrich leaves TPC Scottsdale with new recognition and confidence, a similar way Scotty Scheffler did just 3 years ago. You know, it's quite nice that people hopefully will start putting a face on my name, then hopefully get my name going. You know, it's good for my brand. It's cool. You know, I love it here. It's great. The PGA Tour is great, and I hope I can broaden my fan base. Someone that's becoming consistent at the WM Phoenix Open is world #1 golfer Scotty Scheffler, who always seems to be contending at this tournament late into Sunday afternoon. It's the spot where he won his first ever PGA Tour title in 2022, then backed it up a year later in 2023. And I know, Max, down at the Super Bowl, there was a lot of consistency this year. It was the same matchup as the one in Arizona 2 years ago, while the Chiefs competed in the big game for a 3rd year in a row.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. The matchup may have been the same, but the result? Not so much, as the Philadelphia Eagles avenged their defeat from 2 years ago in Glendale against the Kansas City Chiefs, winning their 2nd Super Bowl title in the last 8 years. As Philadelphia running back Saquon Barkley had one of the best seasons any player at his position has had in modern NFL history, bringing another level of star power to a game that was already filled with stars. But Barkley wasn't the only new X Factor making his debut on the game's biggest stage. In fact, one of those faces has deep ties to the Valley of the Sun. Take a look. Philadelphia Eagles defensive back Keely Ringo has reached football's biggest stage.
This is really my dream. Everything I prepared for my life. 22 years old, man. Should just go out there and trust my preparation. I'm here for a reason, you know, and being able to step back and when I have any feeling, like you're saying before, man, just believe in yourself.
But Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans is just the next step in Ringo's upward trajectory, which reached new heights in January of 2022 with his iconic 79-yard interception return to seal the first of back-to-back national titles for his alma mater, Georgia. A moment that single-handedly changed his life forever.
I had no idea how much things were going to change just by that play. I can't tell you how many men came up to me with tears in their eyes and told me that my son is the only grown man that's ever brought them to their knees in tears. They've been waiting for that to happen.
But even before those triumphant years, Ringo's football life began in the Valley at Scottsdale's Saguaro High School, where he was led by head coach Jason Mons, who, from the moment they met, recognized the incredible talent Ringo was.
He was a unicorn. He was one of a kind. His height, his length, his speed, and he was just a bright-eyed, big smile, like really nice kid. We had a lot of really good players come through Saguaro High School over the years, but you know, I don't know that there was anybody that looked like him the first day they walked on campus.
As a Sabercat, he won back-to-back state championships and stood out on both sides of the ball, leading him to be the highest-ranked recruit in all of Arizona for his class. And through it all, he quickly became a silent leader of the locker room for Coach Mons.
My presence is a little bit more felt than me speaking out loud, you know. I just like to be able to set that standard, to be able to keep that no matter who's looking. Every time I go out there, I just know there's been somebody that hasn't seen me play.
But just 9 days after he began his collegiate career as a Georgia Bulldog, his mother, Trolley, was facing her own challenge as she was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, forcing her to juggle her full-time job as a flight attendant while supporting her son's new life in the SEC spotlight.
I had just convinced myself that I was just too busy. I was a single mom of a highly sought-after athlete, and I was putting myself on the back burner, and that's what we do as women. That's what we do as moms. We're nurturers and we're caregivers.
She's so strong, man. I have those talks with her all the time, man, and I truly believe there's nothing that I'm gonna go through that can be compared to what she's gone through in her entire life, you know. So anytime I face adversity, I look at my mom and I'm like, man, this challenge is no comparison to anything that she's overcome in life.
Now, 4 years after he left the Valley, Keely's journey has now taken him and his family to New Orleans as he plays in his first Super Bowl in just his second NFL season.
I'm happy that he's here, but I almost wasn't here to see him on this stage, doing what he loves best and what he knows. And I'm just thankful for him to be living his best life.
And now, mother and son are able to celebrate a super moment together.
I grew up in a small border town, and water was really important to us. Without enough water, we can't farm, we can't eat, we can't live. And the way we're doing it right now, straight up doesn't have a future. I went to ASU because this is a place where you solve problems. With vertical farming, we can grow the same amount of food with 95% less water than traditional farming. The work I'm doing at ASU is changing the way I look at the world.
The scientists and engineers that support the next mission to Mars could be in this class.
Getting a degree at ASU is a journey that can take you anywhere. into a world of groundbreaking technology and renowned award-winning faculty. Professors who help you to impact the world. Whether you're on campus or at home, becoming your best starts with learning from the best.
From one Scottsdale star on the big stage to another, it was the PGA Tour rookie Matt McCarty who made his debut at this year's WM Phoenix Open, his hometown tournament, and his family and friends were able to come along for the ride. I had the chance to spend Thursday's round with the McCarty family.
Oh my God, I'm crying. How are you not crying?
Deanna McCarthy is no ordinary fan at the WM Phoenix Open.
Don't make me cry.
Maybe Scotty stayed home.
Neither is her husband, Scott.
I'm just up ahead of you, that's all.
Another fan of Matthews.
Yeah, you need.
They raised their children right here in Scottsdale, Arizona.
From Scottsdale, Arizona, please welcome Matt McCarty.
And their son, Matt, has grown up to become a rookie on the PGA Tour and is playing in the WM Phoenix Open, his hometown tournament, for the very first time.
How about Matty?
The kids he played with at Desert Mountain High School, we had college friends, high school friends, family friends.
Deanna estimates that some 250 plus people were in the gallery on Thursday at the WM Phoenix Open in support of her son. Family, friends, and people she was meeting for just the first time, all united by a love for her son and his journey in the game of golf. The day started slow for Matt, who at one point was 4 over after 12 holes. But the 27-year-old native of Scottsdale, who has admitted to sneaking into this tournament when he was in high school, had the McCarty party on his side when things started to turn around. A hole out for birdie on the 15th hole before they entered the infamous par 3 16th together as a family.
And then on 16, and be able to allow the close family and friends to be in there, that's awesome. That's awesome. A lot of people can't get in there to experience that. I wish he would have made that putt. That would have been incredible.
It was everything Matt could have hoped for, despite his round of 1 over 72 in his tournament debut.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely lived up. It felt good. Really rocky start, but kind of battled out there all day. So it was a really fun day.
And it is his family and friends that were able to celebrate him all day long in the place it all began.
This is special for us as a family because this is home and this is where he grew up and these are our people and we have lots of, it takes a village and we have one here and it's pretty darn special.
While McCarty missed the cut at this year's tournament, he'll be sure to make many more trips to TPC Scottsdale and the WM Phoenix Open as his career continues. And speaking of TPC Scottsdale, it's a golf course that's rightfully known for the iconic par 3 16th hole. But if you ask me, it's the hole that actually comes after it that's more important to determining the tournament's champion. I walked the 17th hole earlier this week to explain why. When golfers come through the tunnel after playing the loud and usually rowdy par 3 16th hole, they are instantly met with one of the most important decisions of their round: how to attack the drivable par 4 17th. Every Tom Weiskopf designed golf course has one thing in common: a drivable par 4 he preferred to place as one of the final 4 holes on any given layout. The reason? To create a classic risk-reward scenario coming down the stretch. And at the WM Phoenix Open, it's the 17th hole that can play a huge part in determining who lifts the trophy on Sunday. Just ask 2-time champion Scotty Scheffler.
17 is a hole like that where if you hit a really good tee shot, you're going to have an eagle luck or have an easy up and down for birdie. And if you don't hit a good tee shot, you're going to be struggling for par. And so as a player, that's something that we really appreciate.
Over the past decade, the 17th has proven to be just as important as Weiskopf intended. And if anyone knows how strategic you must be, it's Ricky Fowler. In 2016, he hit balls in the water during both regulation and the playoff, which cost him the tournament. 3 years later, he birdied the hole all 4 days, securing redemption and a Phoenix Open title.
I mean, you see, a couple years ago when I ended up losing to Hideki in the playoff, I mean, there's no real other play on that hole other than, going for the green. Obviously making sure you stay right of the water. Just knowing that, hey, we have a chance to, hit a good one here, make 3, and be in a really good position playing the last.
So while fans may spend their day inside the Coliseum on the 16th or wait for the final putt to drop on the 18th, remember that the tournament may just hinge on this 332-yard staple.
Here in New Orleans, the constant festive atmosphere has made this city primed and a perfect marriage for an event that is known simply as the Big Game. And they're going all out here in the Big Easy once again as they're tying Miami, Florida for the most Super Bowls ever hosted all time, with each city having now 11, marking Super Bowl 59 included. Now, one of the reasons why New Orleans is a constant after year host of this great event is probably because of the incredibly unlimited attractions that are in this city. Now, our journey begins in the place where it probably only should, right along the mighty Mississippi. The iconic Mississippi River, which is probably the most well-known body of flowing water in all of the United States, begins right here in New Orleans, with landmarks like the iconic Mississippi River Bridge and also ferries that take not only locals, but tourists as well, all up and down the river. Now, when it comes to the iconic locations along the mighty Mississippi, there is probably no more iconic neighborhood in all of New Orleans than its French Quarter, which is headlined by Jackson Square, right in the heart of it, named after former U.S. President and the man who rides that horse right behind me for eternity, Andrew Jackson, who was instrumental in founding both Louisiana and the city of New Orleans and bringing them into the United States in 1812. Now, of course, also a part of Jackson Square is the iconic white cathedral right behind me, St. Louis Cathedral, which of course is well known for its incredibly enriched history and representing the French origins of all of Louisiana. Our next monument is Bourbon Street, one of the most iconic streets in all of the United States, with a party as far as the eye can see. Now we head to the west side of the city for one last historical monument involving the Big Game. This actual site where this soccer field now sits was the old site of the old Tulane Stadium, which was open from 1925 all the way till 1980. It was the original site of the Sugar Bowl, but more importantly, was the site of the first 3 Super Bowls to take place in New Orleans.
I grew up in a small border town, and water was really important to us. Without enough water, we can't farm, we can't eat, we can't live. And the way we're doing it right now, straight up doesn't have a future. I went to ASU because this is a place where you solve problems. With vertical farming, we can grow the same amount of food with 95% less water than traditional farming. The work I'm doing at ASU is changing the way I look at the world.
The scientists and engineers that support the next mission to Mars could be in this class.
Getting a degree at ASU is a journey that can take you anywhere. Into a world of groundbreaking technology and renowned award-winning faculty. Professors who help you to impact the world. Whether you're on campus or at home, becoming your best starts with learning from the best.
When I was younger, there were no engineers around me. So I had to become my own role model. At ASU, I wasn't just learning to be an engineer, I was actually engineering. And graduating, I already had real-world jobs lined up. Before ASU, my goal was to be a strong, confident woman. And when I left, I became a strong, confident engineer.
Now we're back outside Caesars Superdome, not only the site of Super Bowl 59, but each of the previous 7 Super Bowls to take place in this city. And while every single player laid it out on the field on Sunday, they also had the chance to show their festive personalities as well for the whole media to see 6 days prior to the game on Super Bowl opening night.
No, I kind of was shocked by that too. I think everybody in the sports world was shocked by that. Sports is a crazy business, and you know, I think Luka and AD is gonna make the most of it.
A WWE entrance, man. I mean, just coming in like Stone Cold, baby. Hear that glass shatter.
Hey, ¿qué vas a hacer el domingo? Ganar. Say it convincing. Ganar. Louder. Ganar. Again. Ganar.
How old is he saying right now? How far are you racing? You racing in the 60? Nah, I could get him in the 60 though. Nah. I'm good. I'm not even gonna do that to myself.
Hey, so you know at Black Family Unions, we had a cha-cha slide, right? Say slide to the left, slide to the right, crisscross, and then eat a W. Are you willing to do that?
TPC Scottsdale is usually a serene golf course. But during the WM Phoenix Open, this is what it's known for. So how does the greenest show on grass stay clean? I caught a ride to the famous par 3 for a behind-the-scenes look with WM's Director of Operations, Chad Bowden, to see how they manage waste at hole 16.
So my role here is to ensure that our zone managers and the temporary workers are educated and understand where the material needs to be and how to process it. A lot of the structures start getting built around September. The compactors are the last thing to go in.
After starting underneath, we walked upstairs for a better look.
So this is hole 16, 20,000 plus fans in the loudest hole in golf.
From the skybox, it was easy to see how these chutes led down to the compactors, which Bowden says are managed by 2 to 4 people at a time. But there's much more than that.
So wanted to highlight these sinks here that we have all over 16, and we have holding tanks down below that they're plumbed into. We use all the melted ice is dumped in there, and then we use that water in the restrooms all around the golf course to activate the sanitizer tablet that goes in the bathroom. You just need a little bit of water.
There are a lot of drinks sold, and this year WM partnered with local company Bold Reuse to save an estimated 32,000 cups.
This is actually a shot of one of those cups that we will capture at the end of the day and then have washed and returned.
UL Solutions has certified the tournament as waste-free for 12 years, a company that investigates businesses, products, and events to promote sustainability. In Scottsdale, Max Williams, Cronkite News.
Well, Ben, once again, the Super Bowl lived up to the hype, as did all of this week here in New Orleans, as now the NFL transitions this event to the San Francisco region and the Bay Area next February for what will be a historic milestone for the league, Super Bowl 60.
Yeah, Max, certainly looking forward to that historic moment next year as well. And again, here at the Phoenix Open, it was another fantastic finish. This event has a knack at producing those. So as we send you off on this edition of Cronkite Sports Now, we take a look back at some of the best finishes in recent tournament history at the WM Phoenix Open. Let's take a look at 5 of the best finishes from the last 10 years. In 2016, Ricky Fowler led by 2 shots with 2 holes left, looking for his 4th career PGA Tour victory, but a ball in the water on the 17th opened the door for Hideki Matsuyama to force a playoff after his birdie finish. 4 playoff holes later, Fowler found the water again on 17, allowing Matsuyama to claim his first of 2 Phoenix Open titles in a row. In 2018, Gary Woodland made birdies on 3 of his final 4 holes to grab the clubhouse lead, while ASU alum Chez Reavie overcame a bogey on 16 with birdies on both 17 and 18 to join Woodland in a playoff. In the 3rd straight Phoenix Open playoff, Reavie failed to get up and down, giving Woodland his 3rd PGA Tour win. Flash forward a few years later to 2021, where major champion Brooks Koepka holed out for eagle on 17 to hold off a red-hot Xander Schauffele, who made birdies on 15, 16, and 18, but fell just short after his drive went into the water on the same drivable par 4. In 2023, Scottie Scheffler successfully defended his Phoenix Open title while battling against Sun Devil legend Jon Rahm, who couldn't quite capture the prize in his return to the Valley. The noise on 16 got to the ASU alum, where he dropped a shot in the defeat while Scheffler shot a smooth 65 for back-to-back wins in Scottsdale. And last but certainly not least is last year's tournament finish when Nick Taylor completed a remarkable comeback down 3 shots with 4 holes to play. The Canadian fought his way into a playoff where he took down veteran Charlie Hoffman with a clutch birdie for his 4th PGA Tour victory.